okay, he's given his licence away, he can go away and fight anywhere else he wants. You know, there's levels in this sport of boxing, and
Can't predict the future. I don't know what will happen. I don't know, but for the near future, I don't see it happening now. For the near.
Got 2-year banner. He's got let off with.
He pulled out the fight, so that would be very.
Do you have any concern that?
No,
Just
I mean,
because of
look,
how
they've spent.
ludicrous it is that they're
Look,
fighting.
Netflix have spent a lot of money. MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like.
Anthony Joshua has every right to be furious as Jake Paul quits from their fight. The boxing world has now officially stripped Paul of his license, and the message is clear. No more running, no more excuses. Joshua and the fans are fed up with this circus, and Jake Paul's reputation is in tatters.
Suit against him, and we'll leave it in the hands of the lawyers.
YB Patreon is calling out Jake Paul for quitting the fight, and it's hard to argue. Pulling out after scheduling a big fight shows a lack of commitment. If you were really injured, you wouldn't be ready in 4 months. This just adds fuel to the fire against Paul. While Anthony Joshua's patience wears thin, and his fans' respect for Jake's constant excuses.
I don't like that. People schedule fights and then they pull out. Oh, I was injured. Well, if you was injured, you won't be injured in 4 months.
David Hayes' words highlight the reality behind Jake Paul's pull-out. His team may have imagined a strategy. But in truth, Jake has never shown the skill or heart to handle Anthony Joshua. The fight's cancellation proves this. All talk of avoiding encountering falls flat. And now the world sees that Jake simply can't step up.
Bulls team believe that's what he's going to do. He's going to avoid and counter and put the pressure on AJ. I've never seen anything in his previous fights to suggest he could.
Frank Warren sums up the chaos perfectly. Jake Paul quitting has led to a disaster, not just for himself, but everyone involved. The fight is cancelled, his license revoked, and the whole boxing world is left disappointed. Every investment in the training camp, sparring partners, and preparation has gone to waste. The financial and reputational hit is enormous, and this proves once again that Jake Paul cannot be relied upon for serious fights.
A big fight, he's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, you know, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointing.
Tony Bellew's reaction rears the disbelief of everyone watching. Jake Paul has effectively lost all credibility, and his boxing license is now revoked. The idea of him stepping into the ring against Anthony Joshua is completely shattered. Fans and insiders alike are left stunned and frustrated that a fight so highly anticipated has been cancelled because one man couldn't commit. The boxing world is officially moving on without him.
I can't get my head around it, mate. I just don't believe he is going to be in the ring.
Johnny Nelson points out that Jake Paul's pullout must have deeper issues behind the scenes. Whatever the reason, the outcome is clear. His license is now revoked and the fight is off. The boxing world is left questioning his professionalism and motives. There is no excuse for such chaos, and everyone can see the damage this has caused to his career and reputation.
I just felt like, let's just get in there and fight. I just want to fight. I don't want to do all the media. I don't want to do all the media. I just want to...
Charlemagne highlights the rumor mill surrounding Jake Paul's pullout. The speculation about internal issues or excuses reinforces the reality that the fight will not happen and his boxing license has been revoked. It paints a picture of a man avoiding accountability, leaving fans in the boxing world frustrated. The cancellation confirms that Jake Paul's actions are unprofessional and unpredictable. Everyone involved in this fight has been affected financially and emotionally, and the entire situation serves as a warning about taking him seriously in boxing.
Are true. You know what I mean? If the rumors are true, because that's what I was told, and I heard they were just looking for a reason.
Eddie Hearn confirms that Jake Paul tried to avoid the consequences of his actions but failed. The fight's cancellation and revocation of his license are the result of serious mismanagement and lack of commitment. Fans and professionals can see the chaos he has caused. This incident proves that Jake Paul cannot be trusted for major bouts and the boxing world now has to adjust without him. All the hard work, money, and planning put into the fight have been wasted due to his unreliability.
It's something that we took very seriously and something that a lot of work has gone into, and obviously it hasn't been resolved and it was attempted to be.
Frank Warren's description of Jake Paul's pull-out as a car crash perfectly captures the chaos. The cancellation and revoked license make it clear this was a spectacle of incompetence. People may watch the fallout, but the boxing world loses credibility with every failed commitment. Fans wanted a real fight against Anthony Joshua and instead they get drama, confusion, and a clear example of why Jake Paul cannot be taken seriously as a professional boxer.
Do it or not, this is a car crash, and people will watch it because that's what people do at car crashes. That's what.
Adam Smith emphasizes that in boxing unexpected cancellations can happen, but Jake Paul's withdrawal is extreme. The fight being cancelled and his license revoked only adds to the controversy. The drama surrounding his actions overshadows legitimate boxing. Fans were eager for Anthony Joshua to step in the ring and show his skill, but Jake Paul's repeated avoidance has made the situation out. This event now serves as a cautionary tale about professionalism and reliability in the sport.
The casual fans, do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Tony Bello underscores the obvious imbalance. Even if the fight had happened, Anthony Joshua would have dominated effortlessly. Jake Paul quitting and losing his license confirms he cannot face a true champion. Fans and experts alike see the reality that this was never a fair fight. The cancellation has protected Jake Paul from embarrassment, but also destroyed his credibility. Anthony Joshua remains the professional prepared and ready while Jake Paul proves he is not serious about competing at the top level.
Anthony Joshua does stick 10-ounce gloves on, and Jake Paul is the opponent in the other corner.
Duke McKenzie highlights the danger that Jake Paul would face if this fight went ahead. Anthony Joshua's power and skill far surpass anything Paul has faced. Now that the fight is cancelled and Jake Paul's license is revoked, it saves him from certain physical harm, but exposes his lack of professionalism. The commercial hype is irrelevant because reliability and safety matter more. The boxing world now sees the truth that Jake Paul cannot compete at this level, and Anthony Joshua's dominance is unquestionable. This cancellation is proof that skill alone cannot replace responsibility.
Goes into this fight with Jake Paul on a serious level and catches Jake Paul with a serious punch, he will do far more damage than that. So, from a health and safety perspective, I hope the fight doesn't happen. But from a commercial perspective, the fight has to happen because this fight generates.
Carl Froch captures the absurdity of the situation perfectly. Jake Paul's repeated pullouts and now the revocation of his license make the boxing world feel chaotic and unreliable. Fans wanted a genuine fight with Anthony Joshua and instead witnessed drama and unprofessionalism. This episode reinforces that Jake Paul is more interested in spectacle than real competition. The sport suffers when fighters fail to commit seriously. Anthony Joshua continues to represent professionalism and preparedness. While Jake Paul's actions serve as a cautionary tale for anyone hoping to take him seriously as a credible boxer.
Anyway, but it's important that you understand what's going off in this fucking clown world. And listen, I'm not...
Eddie Hearn points out the financial and reputational damage caused by Jake Paul's actions. Pulling out of the fight and losing his license shows a disregard for everyone who invested time and money. Anthony Joshua is left as the true professional, prepared to compete at the highest level. Jake Paul's antics continue to dominate headlines, but tarnish his credibility. Fans and sponsors are now wary because the cancellation reveals he cannot be relied upon. This incident demonstrates the
with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Johnny Nelson explains that Anthony Joshua's dominance would have been overwhelming if the fight had occurred. Jake Paul quitting and losing his license shows he could not handle the pressure or the level of competition. The lesson is clear that reckless behavior and avoidance carry consequences. Fans were denied a spectacle of Joshua's skill because of Paul's irresponsibility. This cancellation emphasizes that boxing requires commitment and courage. Anthony Joshua remains the consummate professional while Jake Paul proves he is unfit to compete at this level.
The panic up there, so then they learn the lesson to think, I ain't doing this shit again. AJ needs to torment him like a cat with a mouse. He needs to torment him. I don't mean a mouse just picking and poking, I mean punching and kicking. He needs to really damage him.
The cancellation of the Anthony Joshua vs. Jake Paul fight and the subsequent revocation of Jake Paul's license has sent shock waves through the boxing world. What should have been a high-profile showdown turned into a lesson on professionalism and accountability. Anthony Joshua remains the undisputed symbol of preparation, skill, and discipline. While Jake Paul's repeated pullouts reveal his inability to handle serious competition, fans and industry insiders alike now see the stark contrast between a true champion and a YouTuber chasing hype. The financial stakes, media attention, and public anticipation cannot replace credibility and respect for the sport. Joshua's reputation grows stronger as he continues to show dedication. While Paul's antics damage his image beyond repair, the boxing community now understands that talent without responsibility leads to consequences. Are you backing Anthony Joshua to remain the unstoppable force in the ring? Or do you think Jake